Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt as though time has taken something from you? The face looking back isn't quite the one you remember. Life moves faster, friendships evolve, and the body you once trusted may now feel unfamiliar. Aging is a journey marked by change, and let's be honest, it can often feel like an uphill climb. But what if the struggle isn't with aging itself? What if the real challenge lies in our resistance to it? The Buddha taught that suffering arises when we fight against the natural flow of life, against impermanence, or anicca. The truth that everything changes isn't something to fear, in fact, it holds the key to true freedom. We spend so much of our time clinging, trying to preserve moments, trying to hold on to what must inevitably change. But what if aging isn't something to resist or dread? What if it's something we can accept, something we might even celebrate? Today, I'll share 5 profound Buddhist lessons on aging that could completely transform your perspective. These truths aren't somber or disheartening. On the contrary, they are powerful, liberating, and even deeply beautiful. Once you embrace them, you may begin to experience aging not as a loss, but as a process of unfolding, something richer, something more meaningful. So stay with me. What you discover today could just change the way you view the rest of your life. 1. You will be forgotten faster than you think. One of the most challenging truths to embrace is this: you will be forgotten sooner than you imagine. The career you built, the home you treasured, the stories you shared, over time, they will fade from memory. At first, this realization can feel profoundly heartbreaking. We spend our lives striving to make a difference, hoping that our efforts will leave a lasting mark. Yet, time marches on, indifferent to our desires. Our children become absorbed in their own lives, friends follow their unique paths, and eventually, the world shifts its gaze elsewhere. However, Buddhism offers a deeply meaningful perspective on this inevitability. The Buddha often spoke of the doctrine of no self. The understanding that the belief in a permanent, fixed identity is an illusion. Just as waves rise and recede within the vast ocean, we too emerge and fade, leaving behind ripples that blend into the larger current of life. Our aim, then, should not be to be remembered forever but to be fully present in each passing moment. A well-known Zen story illustrates this truth beautifully. A wise old monk lived in a secluded mountain temple, beloved by villagers for his kindness and wisdom. Over time, many sought his guidance through life's difficulties. One day, a young disciple asked him, "Master, does it not sadden you that people may forget your name after you pass?" The monk simply smiled and gestured toward the river flowing nearby. "Tell me," he said, "where is the water that was here yesterday?" The disciple hesitated before responding, "It has flowed on." The monk nodded knowingly. "And yet, the river remains." The lesson was unmistakable. It's not our name that endures but the impact of our actions, the flows of kindness and compassion we set in motion. Just as the river does not cling to its water, we should free ourselves from the illusion of permanence. As another Zen teaching so wisely says, a single candle can light 1,000 others without losing its own flame. The kindness, wisdom, and love you extend to others today do not vanish, they continue onward, not as names etched in stone but as living energy within the hearts and lives they touch. Consider this: do you remember every teacher who inspired you? Likely not. Yet their influence shaped who you are today. A parent's love, a mentor's guidance, or even a stranger's generosity all remain intricately woven into your existence, even if their names escape your memory. So release the need to be immortalized. Instead, focus on living fully in the present, be kind, be mindful, and let your actions cast ripples of goodness into the world around you. This is how true legacies are forged. Aging gracefully isn't about chasing after recognition through history, it's about infusing every fleeting moment with meaning. When your time comes, you can depart with peace, knowing the river of your life has nourished others along its journey. 2. Your body will betray you. Once, you could dart up the stairs without hesitation. Now, even a short walk leaves your knees protesting. The body you once trusted moves more cautiously, reminding you with each ache that it has changed. This can feel like betrayal, but as the Buddha might say, this is simply nature at work. Just as a tree sheds its leaves in autumn, the body transforms over time. The issue is not aging itself, it's our attachment to youth. We cling to who we once were, resisting the inevitable, and in that resistance, we suffer. The path to peace lies not in trying to control the uncontrollable but in learning to adapt with grace. Consider this: your body is not your adversary. It is your oldest companion, carrying you through every moment of your life, from childhood joys to adult challenges. It has recovered from illness, endured stress, and adapted to the burdens placed upon it. Rather than resenting it for slowing down, why not show it gratitude? Aging gracefully isn't about striving to reclaim who you were, it's about caring for who you are now. Move your body gently, nourish it well, honor its need for rest, and treat it like a wise old friend, not a failing machine. There's a Buddhist parable that illustrates this beautifully. An aging monk struggled to complete his daily tasks. He had once carried heavy buckets of water with ease, but now his arms trembled under the strain. One evening, frustrated by his declining strength, he asked his teacher, "Master, why does my body fail me? It once obeyed my every command." The teacher smiled and handed him a cracked clay pot. This pot, the teacher explained, once held water effortlessly. Now it leaks. Does that make it useless? The monk shook his head. No, master. It still holds some water. The teacher continued, and does that not still serve a purpose? The water that escapes nourishes the earth. The pot is not as it once was but still has value. Understanding dawned on the monk. His body, like the pot, had changed but still held purpose, and so does yours. Aging isn't about mourning what has been lost but valuing what remains. Perhaps you no longer run as swiftly, but you can still walk steadily. Maybe you can't lift as much, but you can still carry love, wisdom, and experience. Your hands may tremble, but they can still offer tenderness and kindness. Stop viewing your aging body as something that betrays you and instead see it as a faithful ally. For decades, it has been your companion, your vessel through life, and your protector. It deserves your respect, care, and patience. Here's how you can honor it: listen to your body instead of fighting against it. When it calls for rest, give it rest. If movement becomes challenging, find gentle exercises to keep it active. When it aches, meet it with compassion rather than frustration. It is not failing you, it is evolving. Above all, don't let aging hinder your ability to live fully. A frail body does not mean a frail spirit. As long as you have breath, you have purpose. Think of elders who inspire you, not because they appear youthful but because they exude wisdom and serenity. These individuals embrace change and free themselves from suffering in the process. You can walk this path too. Befriend your body, thank it for all it has done for you, and step forward with grace. 3. You can't keep everyone in your life. As you grow older, you might notice something bittersweet: people begin to drift away. Friends who once seemed inseparable may grow distant. Family members who used to call frequently may turn into occasional visitors. Some quietly disappear, leaving behind only silence where there was once shared laughter. It's natural to take this personally, wondering if you've done something wrong or if you weren't enough. But through the lens of Buddhism, we are reminded that everything in life is impermanent, including relationships. People come into our lives when we need them most, and they leave when their part in our story is complete. Just as the seasons change, so do the people around us. A meaningful Buddhist parable beautifully exemplifies this truth. A young monk once asked his master, "Why do people leave us when we love them?" In response, the master brought him to a calm riverbank and pointed to the flowing water. "See how the river moves," the master said. "Each drop of water flows by, never staying in one place. Some drops travel together for a time, merging and dancing side by side, while others part ways, carried off by the current." The young monk nodded in quiet understanding as the master explained further. People are like that. Some walk alongside us briefly, while others remain for much longer. But all must keep moving. It is not their departure that should cause us sorrow, but rather our resistance to accept that their presence was never meant to be permanent. The monk sat silently by the river, realizing that love does not equate to possession. Instead of clinging to what no longer remains, cherish those who still stand by your side. Reflect for a moment. Have you ever reunited with an old friend after years apart and felt as if no time had passed? That's because the bond you shared was never truly lost, it persisted, untouched by time or distance. Similarly, those who have left your life did not take away the love or joy they brought you. Their presence helped shape who you are today. The laughter and lessons linger even if their physical presence fades. Aging teaches us that relationships evolve. Some slip away slowly and gracefully, like a setting sun. Others end suddenly, like a fleeting storm. Yet regardless of how they conclude, they were meaningful during their time. And here is a comforting truth: even if someone is no longer present, the love you shared remains alive within you. It becomes a part of who you are, a thread woven into the tapestry of your being. So rather than mourning every lost connection, celebrate the ones that endure. Focus your energy on those who bring peace and joy into your life. Treasure the friend who still checks in on you, the neighbor whose smile brightens your day, and the grandchild who eagerly listens to your stories. Most importantly, keep your heart open to new connections. No matter your age, life continues to offer opportunities for meaningful relationships, if only you remain receptive to them. Let go with grace. Honor what once was, appreciate what now is, and embrace what has yet to come. In that openness lies wisdom. 4. You must accept that you no longer look young. There comes a moment when you glimpse your reflection and realize you no longer resemble the person you once were. The skin has softened, the hair has turned gray, and the hands appear more delicate. Society often urges us to fight these changes, to erase wrinkles, dye our hair, and relentlessly pursue the illusion of youth. But what if we viewed aging differently? Buddhist philosophy suggests that true beauty lies in wisdom, presence, and kindness, not in flawless skin. Wrinkles are not imperfections but the marks of a life well lived. Gray hair isn't something to hide, it is a crown, a symbol of experience. There is a Zen story about an elderly woman who sought the guidance of a master renowned for his wisdom. With sadness, she confessed, "When I look in the mirror, I no longer recognize myself. My beauty has faded, my hair is silver, my skin lined. I feel invisible." The master, smiling, led her to a garden. He pointed to a cherry blossom tree in full bloom and said, "This is beauty, is it not?" She nodded. Then he showed her an ancient pine tree, its bark weathered and its branches shaped by time. He asked, "And this?" She hesitated, then replied, "It's different, but there's something dignified about it, something strong." The master chuckled, saying, "That is because you have wisdom. A child may only see beauty in the cherry blossom, but with time we learn to appreciate the pine." The woman understood. Her beauty had not disappeared, it had evolved. Think of the elders you admire. Was their beauty tied to youthful looks? Or did it shine through their dignity, warmth, and wisdom? The sparkle in their eyes, their patient listening, and the kindness in their voice, that is true beauty. Let go of the notion that beauty fades. Beauty transforms. In your later years, it emerges through your presence, resilience, and the kindness you share with the world. Aging is not a battle to resist but a journey to embrace. Imagine if every wrinkle were seen as a story and every silver strand as a lesson learned. What if we celebrated the wisdom we've gained instead of lamenting the youth we've left behind? There's a unique radiance that only comes with age, the confidence of knowing yourself, the strength forged by life's storms, and the empathy born of understanding others. That is a beauty no cream or dye could ever replicate. So next time you catch your reflection and feel tempted to grieve what's been lost, pause. Look deeper. See the life you've lived, the love you've shared, and the wisdom you've gathered. Wear your years with pride, like a garment woven with experience and grace. True beauty is not something behind you, it lives within you, in this very moment. 5. You will see more people you love die, but love never dies. As the years go by, loss becomes a more frequent part of life, parents, siblings, friends, even children, departing one by one. Nothing can truly prepare you for that pain. Grief is not something we overcome, it's something we learn to live with. However, Buddhism offers a profound truth: love does not die. Those we've lost continue to exist within us, in the lessons they taught, the stories they shared, and the love they gave. Each time you speak their name, remember their wisdom, or carry forward their kindness, they remain with you. There is an enduring Buddhist parable about a woman named Kisa Gautami. Overwhelmed by sorrow after losing her young son, she carried his lifeless body from house to house, desperately seeking a cure to bring him back. Finally, she found the Buddha, who told her to bring him a mustard seed from a home untouched by death. Full of hope, she knocked on every door in her village, but she discovered that every household had experienced loss: a parent, a child, a friend. By the end of her search, she realized she was not alone in her suffering. Returning to the Buddha, she understood the universal nature of grief. It is woven into the fabric of life, sparing no one. While we must face loss, the love we shared does not fade. Think about those you've lost: a parent whose laughter still rings in your memories, a friend whose advice continues to guide you, or a partner whose love still shapes the way you love others. They may no longer be physically here, but they are not absent. One common misunderstanding about grief is the belief that we must move on. Buddhism teaches us differently: not to move on but to move forward, carrying with us the love, lessons, and essence of those who have passed. Have you ever noticed how certain scents, songs, or phrases make someone feel present again, even if just for a moment? That is their essence lingering within you. A reminder that love isn't confined to the physical world. Grief is undeniably painful, yet it also testifies to the depth of our love. The greater the love, the deeper the loss. Instead of wishing the pain away, we can transform it into gratitude, honoring what we were given rather than dwelling on what we lost. Aging means witnessing more loss, but it also means having had the opportunity to love deeply, build meaningful connections, and carry forward the spirit of those who shaped our lives. When the weight of loss presses against your heart, remind yourself that love never dies. It lives through you, in your actions and in the kindness you extend to the world. As long as you continue to love those who have passed, they remain a part of you. In this way, they are never truly gone. Final thoughts: embrace aging with grace. Aging is not a punishment, it is a privilege. Each year, every wrinkle, every gray hair is a testament to the life you've lived, the lessons you've learned, and the love you've shared. Far too often, society conditions us to fear aging, to resist it at every turn, as though growing older is something to be ashamed of. But Buddhism teaches us differently. Aging is not the adversary, fear is. When we resist change, we suffer. When we cling to youth, we lose sight of the gifts that come with age, wisdom, patience, and a richer appreciation for the present moment. The more we fight the inevitable, the more frustration and regret fill our hearts. Yet the moment we surrender to life's natural flow, we unlock profound peace. We come to see that aging is not something being taken away from us but rather something being given to us. So, my dear friend, how will you live out these truths? Will you fight against time, or will you embrace it with an open heart? Will you dwell on the past, longing for what once was, or will you celebrate what remains and what is still possible? The choice is yours. But if you choose acceptance, if you choose gratitude, you'll discover that aging is not an end but a new beginning. Carry these lessons with you. Walk this path not in fear but with grace. Find joy in the wisdom you've gained, share your stories, laugh wholeheartedly, love deeply, and live fully. If this message resonates with you, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's journey through this wisdom together. And if you found value in these reflections, consider subscribing to our channel for more insights on embracing life with peace, purpose, and mindfulness. Aging is not the closing of a book, it's simply the turning of a page. And the next chapter? It's yours to write.